Being single is not a problem if you don't have a goal to get married. But if your goal is to get married, being single becomes a problem. And if you're struggling with being single and wanting to get married, this video will help you understand why you should not get married at a young age. Now, I'm going to go through 4 reasons why you should not get married at a young age. But before that, please take some time to subscribe to the channel and support the content. Point number 1. You haven't discovered yourself yet. Most young people get married because they want to be like their friends or their parents. They think getting married is the next step in life. But you shouldn't get married if you haven't discovered who you are, because marriage is a big commitment. It's a huge commitment. And you're going to be committing to someone else, and that's another person. So how can you commit to someone else when you can't even commit to yourself? How can you be sure that you're ready for such a big decision when you don't know what you want to do with your life? What if you decide to change your career path or move to another city or country? What if you develop different interests or hobbies that your spouse doesn't share? If you're not sure who you are, what you want from life, it's really hard to decide whether or not marriage is right for you. Marriage is a wonderful thing. It's something that should be entered into prayerfully, carefully, thoughtfully. It's not something that should be entered into hastily or because of peer pressure or because of your parents' expectations. You need to take the time to discover who you are, what you want from life, what you want from marriage, because marriage is not just about saying, "I do." It's about living the rest of your life with someone. So take the time to discover yourself, because that will make all the difference. Point number 2, your fear of being alone is driving you. A lot of young people get married because they're afraid of being alone. They think that being single is a failure, or that it's better to be in a bad marriage than no marriage at all. But that's not true. Being single is not a failure. In fact, it can be one of the best things that ever happened to you. It gives you the opportunity to focus on yourself, to grow as an individual, to discover who you are, to pursue your dreams and goals. You don't have to worry about anyone else but yourself. You can do whatever you want whenever you want without having to ask permission or make excuses. Being single is a gift. Don't waste it. Don't rush into marriage just because you're afraid of being alone. Take the time to find the right person, someone who loves you for who you are and who you can love and respect. Marriage is a wonderful thing, but it's not worth settling for someone who's not right for you just because you don't want to be alone. Point number 3, you're looking for someone to complete you. A lot of young people get married because they think that their spouse will complete them. They think that marriage is about finding the other half of your soulmate so that you can finally be whole, but that's not what marriage is about. Marriage is about 2 people who are already whole, who love each other, who decide to spend the rest of their lives together. Marriage is not about completing someone. It's about complementing someone. It's about finding someone who is different from you in some ways, but who shares the same values and goals. Someone who can challenge you, support you, encourage you to become the best version of yourself. Marriage is not about finding someone who completes you. It's about finding someone who complements you, someone who makes your life better by adding to it, not completing it. Point number 4, you're too focused on finding a partner instead of building a life. A lot of young people get married because they want to have a partner, someone to go through life with, but marriage is not about finding a partner. It's about building a life together. Marriage is a partnership, but it's also a team. You and your spouse are not two separate entities trying to find each other. You are a team working towards a common goal, which is building a life together. So if you're too focused on finding a partner and not building a life, you're missing the point of marriage altogether. Marriage is not about finding someone to complete you or make you happy. It's about finding someone to build a life with, someone who shares your values, goals and dreams, who can support you and encourage you along the way. So if you're young and struggling with whether or not you should get married, remember these 4 points. Take the time to discover yourself. Don't settle for just anyone. Take the time to find the right person, someone who loves you for who you are. Being single is not a failure, it's a gift. Don't waste it. Don't rush into marriage because you're afraid of being alone. Marriage is about 2 people who are already whole, who love each other, who decide to spend the rest of their lives together. It's not about completing someone. It's about complementing someone. Marriage is about building a life together, not just finding a partner. If you agree with these points, please let me know in the comments below. And if you're struggling with being single, please know that you're not alone. Many people struggle with this. It's okay. Just take your time, enjoy the journey, and trust that everything will work out for the best.